My childhood crushes. I think we reacted to something similar like this like a year ago, but it's with cartoons again. So let's go.
Look, I'll just play a little game until Kim's ready to.
At least I think it's cartoons.
Hello, baby. I felt like dressing up. You don't mind, do you?
Give it to me! Give it to me! Give it to me!
Bro, that's how bro looking right now. He really wants Kim.
Give it to me!
He really wants Kim.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most important video you will ever see in your life, bro. Trust me. When we think about how entertaining and cool some of our childhood cartoons or TV shows are, it's not just because of the story or the crazy powers or even the crazy moments in the shows. It was low-key because there was some fine shit in the shows, you feel me? Childhood crushes was something we've all had once in our life. Whether you had a girl in your class you were head over heels for, to finding some cartoon characters attractive, or even thinking number 5 and Numberjacks was paying. We don't judge it, man. We don't judge it. Childhood crushes is a very popular subject amongst all the people them. I mean, back in secondary school, me and my friends would always break into talking about some of the finest women we've ever seen in our lives, like Megan Fox from Transformers, to Jessica Alba from the Fantastic Four movies, to even some of the top tiers no one mentions enough, like Claire from My Wife and Kids. And I'm talking about the second one, bro. I'm not crazy. I'm not talking about the first one. Are you mad? But anyways, I thought I would share some of the baddest childhood crushes I had growing up, because I need to spread awareness about these men, because I'm telling you, I haven't seen no one talk about them. It's crazy. Like you always hear everybody say Raven and Blackfire, or Kim Possible and She-Go, or Lola Bunny and Mrs. Incredible. And don't get it twisted. I agree.
Whoever said Lola Bunny, you sick. But I think I said something like a couple of videos ago. Am I a little sick? Maybe.
All of these, they my starting lineup for real. But the ones I'm gonna mention in this video are gonna be some of the greatest nostalgia pieces you remember in your entire life, man. But without further explanation, let's jump right into it. Starting with one of the most beautiful ladies to grace the TV screen, Sarah from My Babysitter's a Vampire.
Bro, I'm saying, man. Look, I don't know what it was, but I had a crush on her for years.
Fan. I remember when I was a kid, I used to speed run home after school to catch this show. And as much as it was for the cold story and characters, it was mostly because I had to catch Sarah on TV. She was too peng, fam. Sarah was such a different breed of woman I used to be seeing on the screen when I was a kid. I mean, when I tell you, I was low-key getting stars in my eyes when I was seeing her. That's how crazy it was, man. Not to mention, Sarah wasn't just a regular girl. She was a vampire. And I can't be the only one that had a thing for these vampire girls. They were sick, fam. Master Lead, Mavis, and even Sarah. This shit got me feeling wheezy, fam. Sarah is definitely one of the most underrated childhood crushes people don't be mentioning. I remember that one episode in the series that she gets possessed and pulls up in this next different outfit with the curls popping, and this shit had me mesmerized, bro. And y'all remember the episode where she had an evil version of herself with the purple highlights? This had me moving different, fam. I'm telling you. And my boy Ethan was pushing some sick game on Sarah. Reminded me of Jordan in Game 6 with the way he was pressing onto her. And he eventually took her out on a date on the last episode, fam. That's my boy Ethan. I was cheering for this shit, no joke. But Vanessa Morgan was a different level of fine. And My Babysitter's a Vampire was such a sick show. I'm talking about, if you didn't watch this, you were missing out for real. The theme song was fire. The characters were fire. The ladies were pretty as hell.
Best theme song ever, man. I don't care what nobody knows.
One problem that pissed me off so bad, that shit literally stayed with me for the rest of my life, fam. The show ended on a cliffhanger, fam. Why?
Bro, that show was so good. I was so mad when it didn't continue. Bro.
The ending didn't even make no sense. All he did was take down their new school principal who was evil, an explosion happened, and then they just boom to credits. Why?
So what, did everybody die? Like what happened?
Give us some closure. That ending was trash, man. That shit pissed me off. But we getting off track here. Vanessa Morgan is one of the most baddest women I used to see on TV. I was glazing her before I even heard of Jessica Alba, fam. And My Babysitter's a Vampire was such a peak show. And if you haven't watched it yet, you need to pick it up, because I'm telling you, that shit is too cold to be missing out on. I've been watching that show
since
I was, my next childhood
I was young.
Kida from Atlantis, The Lost Empire. And before I even go into talking about Kida more, this has to be the most, and I mean the most, underappreciated ever mentioned Disney animated film of all time. This movie is class.
I ain't gonna lie, I never saw it.
We have Michael J. Fox, Mr. Marty McFly himself, voicing the main character of the movie. The whole story was cool as hell about finding the lost city of Atlantis so they can find the heart to it. Then Milo gets snaked and betrayed by the Mandem. Then the Mandem circling back in 5 seconds, even though they also betrayed Milo. And then finesse Commander Rourke and save Atlantis. And you know what? As great as the movie was, Kida made this experience 110% more enjoyable, fam. Kida was outrageously pretty. It actually needs to be talked about, bro. This tribal look they gave some women back in animated movie was something that when I was younger, I was pre-engaged it differently, fam. Kida is such an underrated Disney princess. When people talk about the princesses, they always be mentioning the mainstream ones like Belle, Jasmine, Tiana, Rapunzel, Elsa, and the list goes on. But you see Kida might have to be up there. I'm talking about top 5, fam. She was cool in the movie as well. She was vibing with my boy Milo, just talking amongst each other and how different the two worlds they come from. Like, she wasn't just a pretty face. She was low-key smart. I was working some of the thieves in the movie as well. And I know you don't know about the swimming scene, bro. That shit was crazy, but I ain't gonna go too tough into that. Kida was a next level childhood crush in my bag, fam. And Kida wasn't the only one in the movie as well. Audrey and Helga were bad too, fam. They were different, but they were snakes, so I don't really rate them as much. But this movie is really a golden egg. No one, and I mean no one, talks about it enough. And you know what? In some cases, it could probably be considered a top 10 Disney animated movie of all time, fam. And if we rate Disney princesses, I'm putting Kida in the top 7, bro. For real, she was peng, fam. But you see the sequel to this movie. This was so trash, bro. It was low-key a disgrace, fam. The animation quality dropped so heavy you think your eyes were bugging when you watched it, fam. Disney, with their rich asses, decided to cheap out so heavy on this movie and just made it have some TV show quality. This shit was so ass, bro. It pissed me off. I didn't even finish the movie. That's how much I hated it. This shit was trash, man. But guess what? It don't matter, because although the animation quality was shit, Kida was still fine, fam. Another childhood crush I used to have that had me moving different back in the day were all the girls from Ben 10, fam. I'm talking about Gwen, Charmcaster, Julie, Eunice, Kai Green, Atea, the cat girl, Esther, the slush puppy girl, Rook's girlfriend, the flipping female forearms. All of them, fam, they were all buff, man. But personally, my favorite out of all of them was Charmcaster, because the level of connection I had to her was low-key spiritual, fam. I used to be fiending for Charmcaster back in the day, especially the Alien 4th design version. There was something about her, bro, low-key. I remember the first episode she pulled up, and when I saw her design, I was going feral, bro. It was a mad thing. Goth girls back in the day had a hold on everyone. We all know the greats like Blackfire, Raven, She-Go, Mavis, Stocking, Luna, Gwen, Jinx, Claire, and I can keep going because they were all fine, fam. And if you didn't like any goth girls, I question you in general. You were probably a weirdo. But this version of Charmcaster made me feel a whole different type of way, bro. In that one episode where she tricked Kevin to get control of him and kissed him in the process of doing that, I was saying to myself, why couldn't that be me, bro? You kissed this ugly ass guy who's half crystal and shit. Why couldn't it be me, fam? I was low-key crying at this shit. But I was going crazy over Charmcaster when I was younger. She had my heart, man, for real. But one thing that didn't make sense to me in the show was how Ben ended up with Kai, fam. That shit wasn't adding up. Kai low-key didn't even like this man at all and only messed with him when he was in the alien form or if he was doing stuff for her. He had more of a brother-sister type of relationship instead of actually being married in the future. That shit was so forced by the writers, fam. She came out of nowhere, but we had fine shit like Esther out here, fam. Esther was adorable and had good chemistry with Ben, with liking the same shit as him, to always be an affection around him. But this guy Ben was fumbling, fam. This guy was too blind to see that shit, man. But Esther was too buff. Charmcaster was too buff. All the Ben 10 girls were too tough. I'll be real, fam. They were sick, fam. Now going on to my next childhood crush, we go into one of the best Nickelodeon shows of all time, The Fairly Odd Parents. And you're probably thinking I'm gonna say Timmy's mom or Trixie or even Vicky. Nah, bro, listen to me, because the ones I'm about to mention to you is gonna open a door in your mind, fam. You might remember Brittany from Fairly Odd Parents. Now, she barely appeared in the show. I think it was only a couple of episodes, so you're probably thinking, what the hell is this guy talking about? But my brothers in arms, listen to me. Brittany's build was actually dying.
You know, he's not really. We're almost done with the video. Like, And he's not even going off the rails. You know, I thought he was about to go here.
Like Fairy Odd Parents,
but he's still on it.
So
you know what I mean?
They look like they can cut you, fam. But Brittany was different. She had her hips moving in that episode one time, and that shit had me in a trance, bro. She was too buff, fam. But to be honest, there's not a lot to say about Brittany. She barely appeared in the show. But for a small appearance in the show, she's probably my favorite in Fairy Odd Parents. I'm gonna be so honest, bro. She was bad, fam. Another crush I had in Fairy Odd Parents was Princess Mandy. And listen, I'm just gonna keep
okay. He's cooking.
I was into
he's actually cooking.
When I was a kid, fam. Like the episode where Trixie was going crazy because Timmy was the only person left on Earth. I like that. The crazy moments Azula would have an avatar. I like that. See, the majority of times to me when I was younger, it was the crazier the better, fam. And Mandy was top tier in this department, fam. She was a crazy buff alien girl, and every time I saw her on screen, I was gassing over her every time. She was fine as hell, fam. But again, she wasn't consistently in the show, but she was a crush for real. So was the Tooth Fairy, because she was buff, fam. She was bang. Another childhood crush I had, which is a mad underrated one, was Sergeant Calhoun from Wreck-It Ralph, fam. Now I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. When I was younger, I didn't really mess with
like,
it
I'm
that.
not
I didn't
mad
really
with
think
him.
much of it. And
like,
at
I'm
the
not
time,
actually
I
getting
thought she
mad.
sounded
He's
like a
actually
lady,
doing
fam.
good.
I had no attraction to her whatsoever. But as I developed as a human being and rewatched Wreck-It Ralph a couple years back, I can see that she was bad, fam. I was thinking that she was mad cool and I was messing with her completely. I would definitely become one of her soldiers. I'm not gonna lie. She was the baddie in Wreck-It Ralph. And my guy Fix-It Felix is punching. I was gassing for their relationship throughout the movie, low-key. They were mad cool. Sergeant Calhoun was stealing my attention. Every every time she was on screen, I was activating my Sharingan and focusing up, fam. The whole time they were in the game, I was low-key forgetting that the whole point of Ralph being there was to try and steal the medal. I was too focused on Calhoun leading the player, bro. And why wouldn't I be? She was fine as hell. She's really up there with the likes of Mrs. Incredible and Aunt Cass for real. Like, I used to think she kind of had an old lady voice, but I don't care, because you know I like them raspy ass, dry ass voices, bro. It makes me move crazy, and she has me moving some different type of way for real. I remember in secondary, every time we would have the conversation of Disney crushes, I would straight up bring her up like she was my trump card, fam. Won every debate possible. Wow. Calhoun was seriously underrated and was a fine specimen to be gazing on. She would have me moving a week in the knee sometimes, because I'm telling you, look, right now, she was fine as hell, fam. Now, before we get into the next one, hopefully some of you man here are some anime watchers, and you know the usual type of anime girls that man be talking about, like Hinata, Nami, Toka, Android 18, Tsunade, and many more. But we go talk about my girl Mei Hatsume from My Hero, man. Bro. Mei Hatsume was just one of the coldest characters in the show, and her personality was what I was chilling with for real. And when I first gazed upon her for the first time, seeing her on screen in the sports festival arc, I was low-key getting gassed at seeing her, fam. I mean, most of the girls in My Hero were just hella attractive, to be honest, so you could really just say any of them. But my top three were Mei Hatsume, Kami, and Yaoyorozu. I'm not gonna lie, because they were baddies out here, especially Kami as well. They knew what they were doing when they were drawing her with full lips, making her look like she was doing the Kylie Jenner challenge back in the day. But she was out here getting my full undivided attention when she was on screen, no joke, fam. Now this brings me to the final crush of this video, and this person has a huge impact in this whole topic. I know that I said I would only bring up underrated ones, but I have to talk about it in this video, fam, because if I don't, this is not a childhood crush video. She is a pioneer to this shit. I'm talking about every time somebody talks about their number one, she's normally at the one, bro. Yes, my people, I'm talking about Chell from El Dorado, fam. When I first saw Chell in the movie,
cooking. I thought he was about to destroy it, but he cooking. He's doing it.
It was like being in Max's dream in the Goofy movie, fam. Chell was a different type of crush I had growing up. The Road to El Dorado is one of the greatest underrated films to come from DreamWorks, man. And Chell was the cherry on top to this movie. In that one scene where she was walking back, oh my days, this shit had me locked in, bro. I had to zoom in and focus up, fam. Big man thing. Chell is a final boss level baddie.
It took me a while to finally get to this movie, but I did it.
She had me in a different type of chokehold.
Especially with her
when I first saw the movie and got to that scene where she's doing the freaky with Tulio. At the time, obviously, I didn't get the scene because I was a kid. But at my grown-ass age now, I'm mad jealous of Tulio, fam. I wish it was me, fam. It should have been me. Everything Chell was doing in the movie was just showing how top tier she was. Like when they were playing football and she was hitting the armadillo on her hip. I wish I was the armadillo, fam. But she's a different level of fine. I mean, Chell gotta be everybody's number one, fam. And I genuinely loved her in the movie. She was pretty as hell, smart, and did I mention pretty as hell? This guy Tulio is punching heavy, fam. All I can give this man Tulio is a standing ovation, 10 out of 10. Pulling Chell, W mans, bro, W mans. And this movie is a go-to watch if you haven't seen it already. If you like Emperor's New Groove and Atlantis the Lost Empire, go watch El Dorado. It's a slept-on movie. This shit is fire. Everybody needs to see this, bro, trust me. But my friends, now we're at the end of the flick. These are some of the childhood crushes I had, and trust me when I say I got way more. But I'm gonna save them for future videos like this if this vid goes crazy. Or if you got any that I haven't mentioned in this video, put them in the comments below, because I want to see the different tastes some of you might have, fam. And before I depart from the video, I just want to say I appreciate every single one of you. At the time of recording, my latest video just hit 100k, and I just want to express my gratitude and just say I love all you, man, and I appreciate all the support. We're trying to build a nation here with this community and get to 1 mil ASAP, and we will, fam, we will. But thank you for watching until the end of this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Hey. He actually did good. Like, I thought I was gonna get mad with him at some point, but he didn't fail me. Like, he didn't fail me. Okay, that's a good thing. Okay, because I thought he was gonna go off the rails at some point, man. I was about to be like, what? We ended the video.